Fellas, I want to talk about trucking. You know, some of you guys might be wondering, what the heck's he doing out there talking about trucking? Sometimes you just gotta leave. That's what I'm doing out here. I was driving a bit frustrated and thinking about this and that. I literally came out here for the locals to 7 Mile. It's an off-road park. You do whatever you want. Just be respectful of the state's property. But, driving out here thinking about this and that, I figured, why don't I share it with my family? I know this channel is primarily about diesels. My experience with diesels come from trucking, majority pickups and a bit of big rigs. But nevertheless, let's talk about trucking. Oh man, trucking is rough. Any business, when you got to deal with people, pretty tough. But most importantly, how to handle it. I've been in the transportation business for 14 years. Sometimes I get bored and I'm curious with these guys that just come into the business. And I'm not saying, oh my God, they got nothing to say. No, I just want to see their perspective. A lot of these guys that jump into this business like, oh yeah, there's so much money to be made, this and that. And I'm not saying I've done bad for myself or trucking has no money to offer. Trucking's quite the roller coaster. It's quite the gamble, guys. It's up and down. It's probably the most often asked question right now. People that know that I'm in trucking, they always ask, how's trucking? How's business? Not a general how's business, but like these guys are in the trucking industry, and a lot of people are contemplating on shutting down, and some people already shut down. It's no joke, guys. I've said this in the past about hot-shotting, unless you have your own customer base, it's really tough. What really helps me out is the fact that I've been in the business for so long, and, a little bit of old connections and a little bit of customers and a little bit of the load board, and not a whole lot there, but, I still have my guys go on the load board, get loads from there. Yeah, let's go back out there. And then you got all this retardation. And here's my retardation. This is my biggest gripe about trucking. A lot of people I started talking about got away from it. A lot of these guys are new to the trucking industry from a carrier side, right? Those are the guys on YouTube that I was talking about. They just got into trucking and they're, excited about it, and rightfully so. But then there's the broker side of things that I don't talk about because I don't have experience about that. And this is what my gripe and frustration's about. The fact that these brokers, they'll sell a load and then they'll say that the load was canceled, only for you to learn that on a very small percentage the load was actually canceled. It was just sold for a cheaper rate, and there's no dignity. A man's word doesn't mean anything in a lot of cases nowadays, Everybody's money hungry. Everybody's chasing the dollar. And I mean, you're in business to make money, don't get me wrong there, but come on, guys. If you're not gonna uphold your word as a man, what do you have left? Your money isn't gonna save the day. You know how many times I've done well, and what I mean by well is I've helped someone out and they turn around to do ill. That's the biggest letdown. For me, it was never the money. That people have let me down as hard as they have by not doing. It's not like they owe you a favor, but like the way, for example, there's an individual, right? I helped him get into this whole hot-shotting thing, and seeing the way he does business, I want to puke. I'm so disgusted by the way he does business. Over $1 he'll sell. He'll sell things, and it's just what I mean by sell is he'll sell his word. He'll lie to one guy, mislead another guy just to go with a third guy that sold him $1, is paying $1 more. Yes, guys, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and you got to make money, but you're going to make a lot more money by being a man of your word than you are flipping people around, throwing them to the curb. So is trucking hard for us? Yes, it's a roller coaster. What has hurt my company the most is entrusting, and I'm talking about management, entrusting management. Sometimes they had ill intentions, sometimes they didn't, and No, I'm not telling you a sob story. I don't need you to be sorry. That's any business owner's gripe, you know. You can't trust everybody, even though you'd like to trust people. They kind of let you down, and that's what you're upset about. But to stay focused on trucking, that's my biggest thing right now is, you know, brokers selling out, carriers selling out. Dude, if that load pays $1.30 a mile, let it pay $1.30 a mile. If that area needs to pay $2 or $3, grab that $2-3. You know what I mean? Stick to your $2-3. If nobody grabs the $1.30, they have no choice but. Oh shoot, I kind of put myself in a bad situation here. Heck no, I ain't going down there. I got no spotter, and I have no one to back me up. Meaning if I get myself a little sideways or something. So yeah, what would my advice be to you before you get into trucking? Make sure you want to do trucking. Trucking is not a business you can just kind of get in and get out. You'll always have those people. They'll be chasing the easy dollar, and you know you see it all the time. Hey, construction's doing well. They'll jump in construction, and then they'll do trucking, and then they'll do marketing. I know a guy that did that. Marketing is not something very common. Trucking, construction's a lot more blue collar kind of industry, so I'm able to see a lot more of that jumping around kind of deal with construction. Let's see if I go down here. Well, I don't want to become famous on YouTube. It's a little too steep down there. Yeah, video doesn't do it justice. Guys, this TRX, I know this video is not about the TRX. This TRX is just phenomenal. The way it handles everything, you know, it's just, you know, for a package out the door, for the capability that this vehicle has, is very, very impressive. So what do you do, you know, as a community in the trucking industry? Like, what do you do when that load is paying $1.30? Let it pay $1.30 and see how far that broker gets or that customer. You know, I've ran into customers, they're always checking in with the market and this and that, and they're always trying to chase $1. I've had customers leave, come back. I have a particular customer in mind right now. He's a good dude, but that's not how you do business, and he has his way of saving money, and I have my way of saving money, and his is always calling in for a quote, always calling in. He's really a good dude, but we've just learned to respect each other, and hey, I need this amount. No, that's too much money. So-and-so could do it for this amount. Well, have at it. Why are you bothered talking? Why do you even bother telling me that? Just hang up the phone and go call your so-and-so and let him haul the load for you, right? And lately that's what it's become, you know. The fact that when so-and-so gets in a pickle, this customer particularly, guess who he still calls? You know, still calls us. We still haul the loads for him, but we haul them at our rate. Now imagine if everyone did this. It would stabilize the industry. Don't go out there gouging your customers, but also don't go out there selling yourself short. You know, and I think we are the problem as a carrier, as, you know, we take these loads. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you got to help people out. Sometimes you got to get your truck home. But that one thing to get your truck home, and it kind of falls in this category of $1.30 loads, right? But if you do that just to get the truck home, that's one thing. But when you see it being done on a regular, it's kind of tough. Let's not bury this truck. Guys, it's actually a lot of snow out here. I bet you I'm kind of hovering over at least 1.5 feet of snow. I want to claim 2, but I don't think there's 2 feet quite. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And as I said at the beginning of this video, sometimes you just got to walk away from everything and just enjoy life. You know, just end of the day, it ain't worth it. No matter how much you give people love and respect, some of them just take it for granted, and you're not going to teach them otherwise. The dude's, the last one I had to deal with, he's like mid-30s. It's just like, he doesn't get it. What are you going to do? You're not going to break your pork chops over it, are you? And it gets to, you know, if you're a caring individual, you want to help everybody and do well for everybody. What if the guy just doesn't care to be a solid man, and he's 35 and he's not a solid man? He just kind of split your ways and tell them they have a good life and let them do him and you do you. So that's a combination of things. This video obviously isn't for everybody, but for you guys curious out there, how's trucking? It's doing well. I just wish I had to deal less with snowflakes and people that don't know what the heck they want. Oh man, that's a big old. Ooh, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. As I said, just on a general sense, you know, even in life, should have to deal with snowflakes. You know, I've had people as drivers I've hired. You know, they gave me their word, everything's great. Then they go missing. They just go missing. They don't bother to text you or call you saying, hey, this or that happened. They just go missing on you. You know, out of curiosity, you call them, text them. I mean, shoot, some people you care about them because they told you their whole life story, and you're like, man, I really hope this guy's okay. I'm okay with him not working for me. I just need to know that he's okay, you know? He's not stuck somewhere. So, yeah, guys, call it a whatever you want to call it, a rant. But for the curious ones, this is part of Paul's life, and I know some of you guys are curious based off the emails I get. You know, you guys are curious, and rightfully so. I mean, you guys are in the same industry. I'm not the only one questioning trucking, questioning if there's a point of doing business in that field at this point. You know, and there's so many people just taking whatever they can to keep the bills paid, but little math have they done. You can't even keep the bills paid at $1.80, that $1.30. You know, you need at least that $1.80 from the yard to the yard. So you're not gonna get to $1.80 when you're only running $1.30 loaded mile. You know, $1.30 a loaded mile. So, anyways, guys, as always, may the Lord bless you. May you all mighty fine day, and let me know if you guys like this kind of style of video. You know, Paul taking a breather, cooling off by exploring his TRX in this case. Sometimes I just go cruising. You know, some of those times I actually make videos for you guys where you see me driving. It's not particularly to a certain destination. I'll just get on the freeway to clear my head, and I'll make a video sometimes. So, anyways, as always, fellas, may the Lord bless you. May you all mighty fine day, and I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm getting text messages. Guys need some help at the shop, so back to work I go. God bless you. Bye.